Hello friends, today's video is entitled Stop, Look, and Make Them Listen. And it's all about clutter checks. Clutter checks are those things that we do 3 times a day. Sometime in the morning, sometime in the afternoon, sometime in the evening. If you're an at-home homemaker, breakfast, lunch, and supper are excellent times right after each of those. If you're a payroll homemaker, then before you leave for work, when you get home from work, and right before bed are excellent times. So the first thing you have to do when you're going to do a clutter check is stop. Stop what you're doing and take a moment to walk through your home. You are looking at all those places where you've planted a flag. And that's what I call it, when you have cleared an area, even a little area. You've planted a flag. You own that space. It's yours, your country. You've claimed it for yourself. So you're going to look at those places to see who, if anyone, has tossed something, slung something, left something in that space. As you go through your house more and more doing your zones, you're going to have more and more spaces where you've planted a flag, and they're going to grow. And before you know it, it'll be a whole room, and you're looking to make sure that there's no clutter anywhere in there. But right now we're trying to create new habits. So when you look at that little space, maybe it's just the top of your washing machine, and you see that somebody has thrown a load of dirty clothes there, might be you, then you know that's a bad habit. That's not where you want your dirty clothes to go in this example. You maybe want them to go in the laundry basket for that type of clothing. And you may have 3 or 4 laundry baskets in your room, in your laundry room, ready to go. I had a laundry closet, so I had baskets on top of the washer and dryer. And so that wouldn't have worked for me. I couldn't have a clear space, but I did have baskets that needed things in the proper baskets. Okay? So you can make this work for you. So the first thing is to stop. The second thing is to look. So you've stopped what you're doing, you've taken a moment, and you've said to the family, here's what I'm doing. I'm checking to make sure that I haven't left anything out of place, or that any of you haven't left anything out of place. No one's in trouble. We just want to make sure that we start putting our things away where they go. So that's stop, and that's look. Now I'm going to add something to look. You also want to look around the other parts of your house where you haven't clutter checked yet, but you know that these things that are there now weren't there yesterday. So you can also say that these things need to go as well. So if you know your living room floor was clear and now there are things on the living room floor, you need to say something to yourself or your family, whoever left the clutter there, and start establishing locations for those things. Okay, so we've handled stop, we've handled look, and now we're going to handle make them listen. Listen, you can't talk to them and expect them to listen if you don't have their attention or your own attention. So when you're doing the stop part, you're going to talk to them as well. You're going to say, look at me. Remember that? You remember your mom holding your face like that? Look at me. Listen to me. Look into my eyes. This is what we're doing. We're not going to go crazy anymore in this house. You're a good child, and I know that you can put these things away. So we're going to go put these things away. Let me help you find a place for it if you don't know where it goes. So you have to make sure your family is listening. It might not be a little child that you can do this with. It might be a teenager that you don't want to do that to, or an adult child living in your home, or a spouse. Somehow you have to make them listen and hear what you're saying and know this is important to you as the homemaker, the executive of the household. Okay? So if you have a dream for your house to be decluttered, and you're doing the zone work, and you're doing your weekly home blessing hour, and you're doing your routines, and your house keeps staying cluttered, that's because your family or you aren't listening to me or you tell you to stop cluttering. Put things where they go, because as you declutter the zones, they're going to get recluttered again, and you're going to be constantly spinning your wheels in the mud. You're not going to get a clear space that you want and keep it that way. Okay, so stop, look, and make them listen. Now I'm going to talk to you about a little bit more. We're going to talk about the inspiration behind it. Now, I just told you that you want to keep your house from being reclaimed. It's almost like building a sandcastle on the ocean, and you can see the ocean's coming and you can't stop it. And that's the way it feels when your house has got clutter in it and the kids are just recluttering and jumping on the couch and acting like crazy people while you're trying to work. You have to set some boundaries and some rules. Being firm but kind is not being cruel. Discipline is an act of love for yourself and for your children. So discipline doesn't mean that you are yelling, screaming, or spanking. It just means that you're talking to them and they know that you mean business. A teacher disciplines in the classroom with her voice. She is firm but kind if she's a good teacher. Do you remember your favorite teacher? Was she firm or he firm but kind? Did you do your work for that teacher? Would you imagine not doing your work for your favorite teacher? Of course not, because you knew they meant business, but they were kind. It's a wonderful way to be, firm but kind. So be firm but kind. This is absolutely the way it will be, and you are in charge, not them. Because listen, if we let children run the household, what kind of house are you going to have? It's going to look like a monkey cage, right? So we aren't letting the children run the household. That's why we're their parents and we're in charge of them until they're 18. We're in charge until they're 18. So be in charge. Take the reins. Do the work. It's not easy to be a mother. It's not easy to be a homemaker, an executive, whether you work outside the home or not. It's not easy. But you can do it because why? Because you love your family and you love yourself and you love your home. So you can do this. Okay? So let's go over the 3 steps one more time for clutter check. And you know, I'm gonna caveat here. I call it clutter check because I just do. It's not really clutter when it's coming back in. It's things that are out of place. Okay, clutter check's an easy way to say it, but it's just things that are not in place anymore. If you put them in place and now they're coming back into your into that space that you've created, then they're things that are out of place. So they're going to go back in their place. When you're doing your zone cleaning, it's very imperative that you do the hidden clutter first, that you declutter the hidden clutter first, because you have to have areas to store the things that you use, love, or need. Okay? All right. So stop, look, and make them listen. So stop. You come in the door or you finish dinner or whatever, stop. Walk through your house, look. Make them listen. Come here, honey. Look, see this spot? You know Mama cleaned this whole couch just a few minutes ago. I folded all those clothes and I put them away. And now you've been jumping on the couch and you've got toys on the couch, and that's not what we do in this house. We don't jump on the couch. So it's called putting your seat in the seat. That couch is a seat. Your seat goes in the seat, not your feet, your seat. If you want to jump, you can jump on the floor. Okay, so you have to establish rules. So stop, look, and make them listen, and then help them. See it from their point of view. All right, that's it for today. I hope you do really, really good job with your clutter checks and that you recommit to doing it 3 times a day, every single solitary day until you've claimed your whole house back. That's it for today. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you always remember to be beautiful, because you are beautiful.